I don't know if this is the right context to give, but for listeners who are not in the industry, perhaps this idea of power is something they are not quite familiar with. Like, what does it mean when we talk about the fear of power? Maybe we can elaborate a little bit on that.
Sure. I mean, so in the arts for an actor, essentially, you've been brought into a project because you've auditioned for a director, they've decided you're right for the role, and the executive producers or the producers have then said, yes, we concur. This is the right person. Let's contract them. Let's pay them, et cetera, et cetera. And in that, they have a certain amount of power that lingers. They have the power to remove you from the project. They have the power to not work with you in future. They have the power to minimize your role throughout the project. So there's a lot of potential fear of backlash, I think, that actors worry about. Just like in any other work setting, your boss has the power to give you certain jobs they want you to do, to take certain jobs away, to share pieces of information with you or not share pieces of information with you. The trouble is that in an acting scenario, I think these things are a bit amplified because of the episodic nature of our work.
Yes. And also because sometimes it's hard to get work and it's hard to get that role. And if that role is really good, you're working with like a great team, you've got big names attached to it. And I've also even heard in some settings where, let's say one of the leads, they are a huge name. And then you are going to be pairing with this lead person. So if like the lead person says, okay, and then you're not comfortable, then you are sort of like jeopardizing your career because this could be a big break for you. So I think that is what we are talking about. We said about the fear of backlash. And I think it's so important to have like a neutral person because again, right, the directors and everyone, you don't want to feel pressured into doing something or into saying yes or into giving up your boundaries because you are sort of pressured into it. But having like a neutral person, like a third party, talk you through, then you can sort of you can feel comfortable enough to be honest about how you feel and trust that you will not be judged in that sense.